All right, I hit the record button and we'll go ahead and get started on our Zoom call for week 3 here for the Healthy Games Challenge in March. And if all goes well this week, I won't mess it up on the back end. Last time, you have to be, to me, it seems like you have to be very sensitive and you have to let it completely download and all this. And I couldn't wait. I was impatient and went and did some other things and I messed it up. So guys, it's week 3 and our topic is support. And so week 1, just to remind you, was food and the importance of the multiple fuelings each day. Week 2 was movement, activity, exercise. And now this week's support. And I don't know what you guys think. I feel like we're hitting support harder this time than we did before. Maybe it's because it's focused on the whole week. But I'm getting a little more out of the support concept focused on the full week this time.
Yeah, I think it's also because it's a smaller group. Mm-hmm. Somehow or another you can connect more easily if it's a small, intimate group.
Yeah. I think so too. And I put a couple questions out on the wall, but I hope you all had a chance to think about a little bit in terms of, who you get your support from and who you give support to. But the first thing I wanted to do, and this may also stimulate some conversation here, is it's been mentioned a couple times, and then it was in today's video again about identifying the 5 people that you are closest to. Doesn't have to be geographically close to, but the ones you talk to the most. And I'll be honest, the first couple times I kind of just glossed over that because I thought, I don't really want to know. Because if they're not healthy, it doesn't mean I want to stop associating with them. So this time I really forced myself, who are just the top 5. And I think I'm in a similar situation to you, Eleanor. You stated it out on the wall that I got to tell you, 4 of mine are not healthy. And that crushes me as a health coach. It just crushes me. And of all the people I would love to get healthy, they are the ones, but it's just not for them right now. I can't change them. I can only try to set an example and encourage them, but it is tough. So I just thought we'd start with that. Who do you get support from? Let's start with that. Who do you guys get support from?
Well, I can start answering that one. I get support from my wife and kids, obviously. That's a real easy one. And then I get a lot of support from the customers out there that I visit all the time because I'm living it, and I'm doing some strange things according to them. Whereas it's weird because whenever I was eating junk food all the time, that wasn't strange at all. But when I'm eating meal bars or I'm drinking a lot of water or I'm eating a lot of salads and that kind of stuff, that seems to be strange. So it always sparks conversations. And then when we finally get into it, it ends up being a support type of thing. And they support me. And then over the longer time, like at Comcast when I was there, I had people telling me, hey, you're dropping weight, you're looking good, and how are you doing this? And it was amazing, the amount of feedback and support I was getting there.
Okay, all right. Pam or Eleanor, who do you guys get support from?
Well, actually, when I thought about I was just thinking about friends. I get a lot of support from my sister who is extremely healthy. She's 8 years older than I am and can outwalk me and outlift me and outdo everything. And she really embodies being healthy, simply because everything she puts in her mouth, she looks at it, and if it's not healthy, she won't eat it. She eats no sugar. She eats very few carbs. All of her vegetables are organic and locally grown. So, she's always been quite a champion for this program for me, and is very encouraging. And when I've slipped or stumbled, she's been right there to support me then too, so.
Excellent. Excellent. So both you and Joe have family members very close to help you. Great. Pam, how about you?
Well, of course, Monica,
Mhm.
because we talk frequently on the phone, and she's getting healthy herself.
Mhm.
And then there are two ladies from church, good friends of mine. I get a lot of support from them, but neither of them are healthy.
Okay.
And then I have another friend that Neva, I think I've told you, every other week I have lunch with her, and she's talking about getting healthy, but she's doing it very slowly.
Okay. Okay.
and kind of selectively.
Yeah.
And then my youngest daughter and my husband. So
Okay.
yeah.
Good. Good. So everybody has somebody. It may not be all 5 of our nearest, but I think we all have somebody. I'm going to surprise some people and tell you that I actually get support from a lot of my clients. And I'll hear different ideas, and sometimes, you just go on and go on, and if you don't experience new things or see new things or try new things, sometimes you just can get into a rut. And I hear a lot of new things from my clients. So I actually gain support from my clients for different things. And so I do appreciate having that. Okay, so let's turn it around. Who do you guys give support to for living a healthy life or being a healthier individual?
Well,
Mine's easy, because I give it to clients, so
Right.
I'll ask
Right.
somebody else.
right. And I was going to say that for me, the only support I really give is to the team here.
Mhm.
I find it difficult. My friends who are unhealthy, I can't support them in their unhealthy habits,
Mhm.
but they just aren't ready to even consider anything that might make them healthy, put them on the right path.
Yeah.
So, I just, there's not much support I can do there.
Okay. But I will tell you that you gave me support, Eleanor, when you and I don't know if it was last spring or summer, and we were talking about Fitbits, and I kept asking you questions before I bought mine. And you gave me a lot of support on, getting one and encouraging me. So you may not have even realized it, but you did.
Oh, well, good. I didn't know that.
Absolutely. I don't ask those questions just for the heck of it, I was trying to get something out of it.
Well, I love my Fitbit. In fact, I have 2.
Did you find your other one?
Yes, I did. Well, actually, I didn't. My next door neighbor did. And
Oh.
interestingly enough, it had fallen out the car when I opened the door to get my mail. So it sat outside by the mailbox on the ground overnight in the rain, in the puddle, and nobody rolled over it, and it's just working just fine.
Oh my gosh, that's a great story.
So now I have 2 of them.
Yay, all right. Oh. Pam or Joe, who do you guys give support to?
Ladies first.
What?
Oh, ladies first.
Oh,
That I was waiting for you, Joe. of course, Monica. She gives it to me, and I give it back.
Okay.
A couple of my friends who, as I said, there's one in particular who is talking about getting healthier, and then one of my other friends from church was very interested when I told her I was starting the challenge. So I have, even though they haven't engaged yet, but I've been sending them, I'll look online for articles or see something interesting health-wise, and I will email it to them. So I think it's support. They're not really doing anything yet, but maybe it'll help them
Yes,
get started.
absolutely. Good. Okay. Joe?
Okay, so from a support perspective, I give support to myself, primary number one, because I've got to take care of myself first. And so I give myself support. I get support from myself. I also support my wife in her efforts to be healthy. She's currently on a vegan journey with my middle daughter. And so they're working together big time, and I'm supporting her in her efforts to do that. And so I support her in that. I support my kids in their health journeys. And then I provide I support this team, obviously, which I've definitely found great value over the last 3 challenges. And then I support a lot of people that I'm out there with, all my customers all the time, in our journeys. As I get closer and closer to them, and we have these conversations, and I will end up supporting them in their efforts to now start a healthy journey.
Great, great. And I think all of you give support to people, and you may not realize it, but they're watching you. And I know in your case, especially Joe, they're watching you. Pam, just like you said, you're there. You don't know if they're really listening or if they're ready or whatever, but people are watching you all the time. It's really interesting. And Pam, I love your little pictures that you've been adding out on the team wall. And I would love all of you to go ahead and add things like that out to the Better Together 2 Facebook group. Keep that going. Everybody just needs to kind of help support one another. So if you want to do that, out there, Pam, I would appreciate it. You can start that now, or you can start that when this challenge is over. But love that, and just share what's going on, and it does help other people. You never know who needs something, and they read it at that perfect time, and it handles what they needed in their life. It takes care of what they needed to get over a little hump. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to say is, do you guys believe that reading, one of the readings, and it was the study that says by modifying someone's social structure and spreading positive health behaviors that we can harness obesity? That's all through, our social structure and encouraging and supporting people. That's a big job. That's a real big job. I don't know. I think it's great, but it's a lot. There's a lot of work there. I don't know how many years it will take to do that, but obviously that's why Dr. Anderson created the Take Shape for Life, and having a number of health coaches to share and help people and encourage people because of it. And the whole idea of associating with people who are healthy and thin, that we can develop those attitudes too, or attributes too, if we're not that way. And when I read that, it reminded me of something. And since Dale's not on here, I can tell you this. When Dale and I first got married, he was really, really skinny. And I was heavier than I am now. And I thought, and I remember telling his family and my family, well, maybe I'll learn to take on his eating habits. Unfortunately, what happened was it went the other way around. I never did learn his eating habits, probably because he just would go and just not eat, and that just didn't work for me. But, they have to be healthy eating habits. They can't just be thin people, for whatever reason. So, any thoughts on that, on that study about that?
I don't even remember it. I'm sure I read it, but I don't remember it.
I think it was on Mondays, and it was Dr. Anderson talking about it, and just the whole idea that by working with people and modifying people's social structure, and if you just spread the whole idea of positive health behaviors, that we're going to really be able to harness the whole obesity crisis and environment and really reduce it. And I guess, if we could get our hands on the whole fast food environment, cutting back the sugars and things, all the junk food that people can buy. That's, you know what I mean? It's just a lot. There's so much there, but because society has gotten so crazy with it all, it's a lot of messages we got to get out there. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then of course the whole thing, the whole message that keeps coming through this week is associate with healthy people. Doesn't necessarily mean you got to give up your friends and your family that aren't healthy, because you want to bring them along, but you don't want to lose sight of yourself. And Joe's very strong about supporting himself, and I think all of us have improved in that area. But if you, another thing would be to associate with people that are healthy, and so you may have to seek out a few more of those people just to help you along the way. I have a neighbor who's an excellent walker, and it's very encouraging, and I want to do that with her. And we did a little bit of that before I hurt my foot so bad, but and I want to get back to that, and because she's so healthy. But that, I'm anxious to do that, but she's probably the nearest one that I would do walking with. So, what do you guys think? Is there somebody you can think of that you want to associate more with that's a healthier person? You just haven't done it yet? No? Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open for those people. I'm going to associate with some people that are trying to get healthy. Since Pam's going to be in town and Monica's going to be in town, we're all going to get together on Monday. So it's going to be kind of fun. We'll have to take a picture. And,
Right.
Yeah. And Pam and I have never met in person before, so it's going to be fun. And we're going to associate and do something healthy.
Right.
All right.
Hopefully the weather will be nice.
I can be there too.
Are you in town Monday?
I'm in town on Monday.
All right. Should we invite him, Pam?
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks.
Would you come, Joe?
I will be there.
Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know what? We shouldn't tell Monica.
No, let's not.
Of course, if I put this recording out and she watches it,
You'll see it.
we'll know if she watches it.
There you go.
Well, we're sneaky. We're sneaky. Hey, Eleanor, can you get Monday afternoon off?
No, I can't. Sorry. Mondays are the one day that I have a meeting Monday afternoon that I can't miss. So.
Okay. All right.
And Eleanor's in Dallas too?
Yes.
Wow.
I live about, 5 miles from Neva?
Yeah.
Maybe not even 5 miles.
Yeah. And Eleanor was doing so good on the program, and then was it your ankle or your foot that you broke?
It was my foot. I broke my foot.
She broke her foot. She was a good walker. And so then after I hurt my foot, I said, we both got to get back to where we can be walking, and we got to, we got to get in some kind of a walking marathon or something, Eleanor, just to encourage one another.
Well, I actually know somebody who in her 50s has somehow or another started running. And she also has a walking group. So I'll find out about that.
Okay.
I'm not sure you knew her. She was at Caremark with us
Okay.
at CVS. So Sherry Winnan.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, she may have left before you came. So.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. We'll send Joe an email to tell him where we're gonna be, just so, in case somebody else sees this recording that we don't want to invite.
There you go.
No, I don't think it matters, but we'll send him an email. So, the one other thing I was gonna say is, I think you saw things about, and there was a question in the survey about people who become health coaches are 5 times more likely to maintain their weight loss. And for some of you know this, but I became a health coach really from a selfish perspective initially. I mean, you can't do this without wanting to help people. That's like a given. But I really said, in order to keep my weight off, I'm going to have to be as close to this program. And I didn't really understand the social, context. But I knew I had to be as close to this program as possible to help keep my weight off. And that's why I became a health coach. And then, of course, it grew from there. But that was the original reason. So find something that keeps you involved in the healthy aspects, whether it's groups like this, whether it's Facebook groups, whether it's exercise classes, activities. Joe does all those marathons. Do something that is really going to keep you going, because you need that. You need that. So, any other thoughts on support?
Speaking of marathons and support and things, it's another reason why I've chosen that process, is because when I'm actually, I'm not doing it for record times, or I'm not doing it for anything of that nature. I'm doing it to be a celebration of an accomplishment that I'm able to maintain my health and actually complete a 13.1 mile journey with a lot of people supporting me on the sides that don't even know me. They're clapping for me, they're playing music, they're cheering me on, and I don't even know them, and they don't know me. And here I'm going across the finish line, and there's hundreds of people lining the streets, shouting for their loved ones, and they're shouting at me too to support me. So
fantastic.
That's a thrill. That's a thrill that I get every time I do it. And speaking of that, I've got a 5K that I'm running on Saturday, and that's tied to the Rock and Roll Half Marathon. That's on Sunday, just in 2 days.
Wow.
So that's the next big support thing I'm going to get, when I run 13.1 miles this coming Sunday. So I'll bring the medals with me on Monday so you guys can see.
Okay.
There you go.
Great. I love it. All right. Anybody else want to share anything about support or anything? Nope. Okay.
No.
The one other thing, if you didn't look out on the Better Together 2 site, this week there was a lot of talk about vision boards and creating vision boards. And there's a video. There was a Zoom call, and Dale and I attended it. There was somebody who's a life coach, and she does vision boarding classes. And so it's kind of interesting. So if you've ever wanted to do a little bit of that, or you thought that was very just focused on one kind of a thing, I was surprised to hear that she has multiple. So depending what avenue or what direction it is that she's really leaning towards, that's how she created the board. And it can be not just pictures; it can be numbers, of course, words and pictures, but also numbers. So it's kind of interesting. So if that intrigues you, go ahead and go out there and take a look at that video that's out there. So.
Is that Jody Wallace?
No.
No? Okay.
She's not local.
She's a life coach here in Plano, and
Okay.
she does vision boards every year too.
Okay. All right. I think that lady was on the East Coast. I can't remember.
Okay.
I'm sure it's probably pretty similar. So, all right. Well, guys, starting tomorrow or after tonight, 9 more days.
Wow.
Woo!
So we can wrap this one up in 9 more days. But we got the lights going. Woo! All right.
9 more days.
Hey, are we doing another one after this? Are we going right into another one?
I don't think we're going to do the April one as far as the challenge. if people want to get together on these Zooms, I'm open to that. But I don't think we're going to do the next April one.
Okay.
If you guys want to, I'll make sure that you get into a team, onto a team if you want. But I think I'm going to take the April one off. I kind of like a little time in between, and I like the build up, and honestly gives us more time to bring in a bigger team. Although I've loved this, and you know, even when I didn't know we were going to have another complete challenge, I said we would have these Zoom calls because I love this. And if people want the participation, you know, I'm certainly welcome. I certainly welcome it and am happy to do it. So. All right, everybody, have a good rest of the evening and a great weekend. And Pam and Joe, I'll see you on Monday.
Right.
Monday.
See you
Bye.
Monday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.